This is Nightline.
Tonight, the au pair, her lover, and a wild double murder plot.
Who is the shooter? Who shot who?
Involving sex, lies, and a fetish website.
As soon as I felt blood, I just removed my hand from the carpet.
Now testifying against her one-time lover on trial for murdering his wife.
Did he tell you what he wanted to do?
Yes.
What did he say?
He mentioned his plan to get rid of her.
Why he says he's innocent. Plus, dirty talk, the golden age of talk shows. Famous faces like Maury.
You are not.
Jerry Springer, and Oprah
67 pounds.
ruled the afternoon airwaves. Their Get Messy matchups opening the door for the likes of today's Real Housewives tantrums and Keeping Up with the Kardashians clashes. Now the new docuseries pulling back the curtain on shows that started it all.
Looking back, do you ever feel like you went too far?
And who took the prize at this year's mullet contest? Meet the colorful crop of mighty mullet-loving contestants of all ages.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, explosive allegations in a Virginia courtroom in the case of an illicit affair that took a murderous turn. A Brazilian au pair turning on her former employer turned lover, now taking the stand against him after the unraveling of an elaborately staged plot to kill his wife and mother of his child.
Did he tell you what he wanted to do?
Yes.
What did he say?
He mentioned his plan to get rid of her.
She's the Brazilian au pair allegedly swept up in a shocking double murder case in Virginia.
As soon as I felt blood, I just removed my hand from the carpet.
Why? What did the blood feel like?
It was warm.
Getting emotional as she took the stand as the prosecution's star witness in the first day of a highly anticipated trial.
What did you see Brendan do next?
He got on top of her, and that's when I first saw him stab her with a knife.
Juliana Perez Magalhães pled guilty in 2024 to manslaughter charges, agreeing to cooperate with police. And now she's testifying against her alleged lover, the father of the family she worked for, as he stands trial for murdering his wife, Christine, and another man.
We're here today because Brendan Banfield killed his wife, Christine Banfield, and another man named Joseph Ryan.
Prosecutors opening up by detailing how an affair and an online fetish website descended into murder.
The blood cannot lie, and the blood puts Brendan Banfield standing over Christine, stabbing her in the neck until she died.
Prosecutors say the alleged murders were part of an elaborate catfishing scheme that also involved luring an innocent man, Joseph Ryan, to his death.
By January 24th, 2022, Brendan had found his target, Joseph Ryan. Joe engaged in friendly conversation with who he thought was an attractive woman, posting as Christine.
Brendan Banfield's defense arguing that the au pair only flipped against Banfield after prosecutors promised her a sweet deal.
The Commonwealth used her for their case. I understand the situation that she's in, and I understand the fact that she's away from home and she's young and she's dependent on people, and she's also depending on the Commonwealth. And they've put her in this situation.
The defense really got into this plea negotiation for her, that even before Banfield was arrested, Juliana was being pressured to say one thing or another.
40-year-old Banfield visibly emotional as the 911 call from the day of the murders was played in court.
My name is Brendan Banfield. I'm a federal agent. This is my house. There's somebody here. I shot him. But he stabbed her. She's bleeding. She got several marks on her neck. What do I do?
Who is the shooter? Who shot who?
It was a shocking double murder rattling this quiet, affluent community in suburban Virginia.
We're getting the ambulance here now.
My husky is downstairs.
Okay.
As details emerged from this case, it became more and more shocking.
In February 2023, Christine Banfield, a young mother, was stabbed to death in her bedroom. Another man who was not her husband was found alongside her, shot in the head, all while the family's young daughter was in the home's basement.
I need to talk to her.
The scene captured on police body camera footage.
There are no words to describe the horror, the sadness.
Months later, police are arresting the family's Brazilian au pair, charging her with second-degree murder.
Where's Brendan? Where's that?
ALT.
Then, almost a year after the au pair's arrest, Christine's husband, Brendan Banfield, was also indicted and taken into custody, where he pled not guilty.
Do you have any involvement?
In 2022, Magalese was first hired by the Banfield family to care for their 4-year-old daughter. Soon after, she allegedly began a romantic relationship with Brendan Banfield. Banfield was an agent for the criminal division of the IRS.
We know Brendan Banfield and Juliana Margalis, the family au pair, were involved in a romantic relationship at the time of the murders.
Prosecutors say months after the affair began, Banfield began plotting to kill his wife Christine, claiming he did not want a divorce and/or shared custody. Court documents stating Brendan Banfield expressed to Perez Magalese his desire to be rid of his wife, and soon thereafter began planning to kill his wife.
He then pulls in Juliana, according to prosecutors, and that's when they begin to concoct this plan to kill his wife and a complete stranger. Law enforcement says there's a lot that went into this planning, that Brendan took Juliana to purchase a gun and then to a firing range to practice using that gun.
Back in court today, prosecutors painting a picture of Banfield as a mastermind, posing as his wife on a sexual fetish website to frame the man, Joseph Ryan, to come to the house to fulfill a twisted sexual fantasy. Prosecutors alleging that Banfield told Ryan that his wife desperately wanted to be raped.
Joe was to bring a knife, zip ties, chains. And most importantly, he was not to stop. Even if she looked terrified, even if she was calling for help, he was to follow through because that's what she really wanted.
Court documents stating that the two lured victim Joseph Ryan, and Ryan likely believed that he was meeting Christine Banfield to have a consensual sexual encounter. Once he arrived, Banfield allegedly shot him in the head before stabbing his wife to death.
Hey, Paul. Or Jose.
On the morning of the murders, police responding to the 911 call came across an appalling scene.
The original story is sometimes extremely helpful. What ends up being the inconsistencies in their stories as to what actually happened at this scene. It's all really important to capture.
Initially, Magalese told police an intruder stabbed Christine multiple times, and Banfield shot him in an attempt to save his wife's life.
He started stabbing her. I think Brendan shot him, and he asked me help to shot him too because...
It's okay. You don't have to get it all out right now.
I never saw that before. It's a lot of blood.
Okay.
I think they suspected there was not something right about the story, but you just couldn't put your finger on it.
In the months following the murders, Magalese and Banfield allegedly lived as a couple. This photo of the au pair and Banfield found on the bedside table in the master bedroom.
That should, in effect, set off about 300 bells in your head that this is clearly not what they painted it to be. This is something else.
In an exclusive interview with WUSA 9, Joseph Ryan's mother telling the station the open conversation she had with her son about BDSM and role-playing with knives.
Joe and I had discussed the idea of cutting and knife play. Joe was not into knife like cutting. He didn't like to create blood.
Banfield's trial is expected to last several weeks.
With Virginia having no death penalty, if convicted, Brendan Banfield could be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
As for Magalese, she'll be sentenced once Banfield's trial ends and could get as little as time served.
After the first day of opening statements and witness testimony, the major question as to whether or not Brendan Banfield will take the stand himself in a trial that's expected to last weeks.
We'll, of course, continue to follow this case as it unfolds. And when we come back, the era of tabloid tell-alls changed TV forever. Why viewers couldn't get enough and Get Messy guests couldn't wait to unload on camera.
Every day, what did Maury do? What did Sally do? What did Oprah do?
After the break. Welcome back. The 80s and 90s were a revolutionary era for television talk shows. Guests revealing their innermost secrets, airing their grievances, and sometimes mixing it up in front of a live studio audience who couldn't get enough, paving the way for what we now call reality TV. Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Juju Chang.
Confrontation, conflict, love, lust, betrayal, greed, all of it.
You got a hit show?
I believe the Housewives franchise, the Kardashians, Big Brother, Jersey Shore.
All of it mimics what happened on daytime TV.
Daytime talk show legend Maury Povich says long before the Real Housewives of New Jersey were tossing tables, or we were keeping up with the Kardashians' clashes.
Don't be rude. Are you kidding me?
There was the often chaotic world of daytime talk. Povich, perhaps best known as the granddaddy of paternity revelations.
You are not.
You were almost synonymous with, are you the daddy?
Right.
What made it so popular?
When soap operas were big, they would play out this theme of DNA, but it would go on for 6 months. And when my producers said to me, you know, we can do this in 12 minutes. And not only that, we can give a result.
Povich is now reflecting on those shocking made-for-TV moments that defined the era in a new 3-part ABC docuseries, Dirty Talk, when daytime talk shows ruled TV.
Every day, what did Maury do? What did Sally do? What did Oprah do?
67 pounds since
From shocking moments like Oprah Winfrey wheeling out 67 pounds of animal fat on stage, to skinheads brawling on Geraldo Rivera's set, leaving him with a broken, bloody nose.
A secret gay crush revealed on the Jenny Jones Show.
And the deadly repercussion of bearing it all.
3 days later, it ended in murder.
Daytime talk shows of the 80s and 90s drew in millions of viewers with sometimes outrageous guests.
What had previously been taboo was suddenly okay for national television.
Right.
What did you make of that transition?
I just think what happened was that a lot of people just wanted to be on TV. But a lot of people wanted to unburden themselves. Television became more intimate, and I think that we just tapped into that.
A cast of characters, each delivering their unique flair directly into people's living rooms.
Oprah was the first to show vulnerability on the air. She would talk about herself. And I think she pulled back a lot as people like Jerry Springer were going to the edge and over the edge.
And what about this idea that literally fistfights would break out on stage?
I wouldn't allow it. And if it happened, I'd never show it. It was cut out of my show.
Povich started in the business as a local reporter in D.C., where he met his future wife, legendary journalist Connie Chung.
We got married in 1984, and within a year and a half, Rupert Murdoch brings me to New York to start a current affair. I guarantee you that would have never happened if she didn't marry me.
Oh, you're so modest.
And I'm serious.
Really?
I was a nobody. I would come to our apartment building on weekends. I said, I'm Connie Chung's husband, I'm Maury Povich, and he would call up, Miss Chung, Mr. Chung is downstairs.
The self-proclaimed nobody soon became a somebody, a household name with the launch of The Maury Povich Show in 1991, which later became Maury. Some of his competitors earning his respect, including the late Phil Donahue.
I liked Phil because he was like me, and we started in the same year, 1967. Phil was the embodiment of curiosity. Montel, he was this dichotomy. He was this Marine, but at the same time showed compassion. Ricky Lake, spectacular because she was so young and tapped into a young audience that none of us had. Sally Jesse was like a shrink.
What about Geraldo?
Geraldo was kind of like every man. He was all over the place. The 1988 bloody show with him when he did this show on race and he ends up with a broken nose. He ends up on the cover of Newsweek. And after one of the Jenny Jones' show, one guy ends up killing another guy.
In an unaired 1995 episode of The Jenny Jones Show, Scott Amador, who was openly gay, professed his crush on Jonathan Schmitz, a straight man. While Schmitz laughed it off on camera, days later, he shot and killed Amador and served prison time for second-degree murder.
That changed everything. Huge compilations of pages that guests had to sign in order to go on the show. We couldn't surprise guests anymore.
But there's also this kind of acknowledgement that, wow, Were you lighting a powder keg?
The viewers, they'll decide. When we've gone too far, they'll change the channel. And I think after the Jenny Jones incident, every single talk show had aftercare. They had psychologists, or they had counselors on staff.
Nightline is here. He revisited some of the more memorable Maury moments. A common theme? Guests divulging family secrets.
Well, I had an affair.
And what's the second part of the secret?
It's with my stepdaughter.
But there's another part to it.
We have a 2-year-old son.
Who would want to bear this on national television?
That's right. Because they felt they had to. I mean, this guy couldn't live with it anymore.
And perhaps the catchphrase he's best known for.
When it comes to 4-month-old Danye, Andrew, you are not the father.
Well, that's a victory dance, I guess. But here you are comforting her.
I mean, yeah, you do what you can. I mean, this is a traumatizing moment. I think the best part of it was when we did the first show, the producers briefing me, and she says, and the result is, and I said, I don't want to know. So when that now iconic phrases, you are the father, you are not the father, is because I was just as surprised as anybody.
How did you deal with criticism that you were exploiting these people's?
I just kept saying, look, if I can get this guy who's denying he's the father into the life of that child, I'll hang my hat on that.
Povich retired from his TV show in 2022, but at nearly 87, he is still working, now on a podcast.
I say that with great pride. And I like it on par with Maury Povich because, Juju, I can talk about myself. I haven't talked about myself in 70 years.
He's got plenty to talk about. Our thanks to Juju. Part 1 of Dirty Talk, when daytime talk shows rule TV, premieres Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central on ABC, streaming the next day on Disney Plus and Hulu. When we come back, meet the mighty Mulleteers, carrying the torch for the do known for business up front, party in the back. And finally tonight, who is the mulletest of them all? It's our Nightlight. The mighty mullet getting its annual due at this year's Pennsylvania Farm Show, where fans of the 80s do sported their business up front, party in the back style. From the very young to those who might have worn them back in the day, they came, they posed, and they celebrated. Alex Booz, winning his age category, says he's right where he's supposed to be.
I think Pennsylvania just goes big or goes home.
I'm not mad at him. That's Nightline for this evening. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.